Hello everyone, welcome to Fireside Chat where we discuss particular topics or a particular game. Today I have no guests, it's only me. We're discussing Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. So, depending on your involvement in the gaming community, you may either have heard a lot about this game or nothing at all. I'm going to assume the latter and give you a little background. So this is an indie title. And one of the funny things about it is you're obviously a man in a pot, and the only means of movement is your hammer, which you control with the mouse. Movement is very tricky, and there are plenty of streamers out there that completely have raged and freaked out with this game. I saw a bunch of that, and I was immediately interested. As you can see here, I played a little bit yesterday, so I have a little bit of a hang on the hammer. I didn't get very far. But I decided to do this on camera, and I do realize now it perhaps was a mistake. Or at least maybe it was ambitious to think I could have a coherent train of thought and play this game at the same time, because it is quite intensive, mentally speaking. It might not seem like it's difficult, but I promise you, it's quite difficult. So, yeah, you can balance yourself on the hammer, and you can kind of pogo yourself up a little bit like this. But yeah, the thing with this game, perhaps I should quote some of the description of the game. I think it says something like it's made for a very particular type of person, and it's meant to hurt them. I think the description says something like that. But the funny thing is, watching some interviews with the dev and listening to his voiceovers, which I have disabled for the purposes of this video, but there are some voiceovers in the game. And the way the dev sounds to me is not like a sadist or anything like that. He sounds to me like he's on the same boat as us. So every time he says something like, "Oh man, you lost a bunch of progress," and believe me, you can lose a lot of progress in this game. You're never safe. It never felt to me as he's like poking on the wound. Rather, it always felt like, again, he's coming from a place of "I feel you," and that felt quite nice. And I guess a lot of people didn't take it that way, because people get very angry at him. And one of the things that called my attention is that even though some areas are extremely frustrating, like this right here, when you want to do something but it's actually quite tricky to do. Again, it might seem pretty easy, but all of these kind of precise movements are difficult to pull off. But anyways, while I was watching all of these streamers completely curse the name and the day that Bennett Foddy was born, my reaction when playing this was, I don't know, almost like a complete focus, where every time something went wrong, instead of cursing the name again and time of birth of Bennett Foddy, I was considering what I had done wrong, what I could do better as a player. And I think that's not to toot my own horn here, but I think that's a very valuable mental attitude to have. So even in very frustrating moments like this, I'm not losing my cool, and again, I'm just thinking about like what I can do better, trying to improve my movements here. The idea, by the way, is that we want to get on that corner there. I did manage to get through this place yesterday in that 1 hour that I played, but it's actually really hard. I believe the streamers call this area the Devil's Chimney, for good reason, obviously. So you want to place yourself here. You want to pogo up. Oh, get up there. But yeah, again, the point I was trying to make is that taking ownership over your situation or responsibility, I think is a very positive attitude. It might seem a little bit contradictory because you're saying whatever is happening to me is my fault, but the way I view it is it gives you a certain sense of control. Let's go. Oh, let's go. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, not like this. Not like this. Oh, man. We almost had it. But yeah, taking complete ownership of what happens to you and your situation, I think it's quite powerful, not just in games, but just generally in life. Because then you're never a victim, right? The moment you assume what is happening to you is your fault, and again, this is obviously not true. There are tons of environmental factors, and there are external actors, all of that. But that is shit you generally can't control, right? Whereas if you assume everything is happening to you is your fault, then you're always coming from a place of you're not the victim, and rather you've almost like done this to yourself, and you're always thinking about what you can do better to make that not be the case. And anyways, I thought that was a valuable insight there contained in the game in a way. And the game really is all about tenacity. The ability to persevere when things get incredibly difficult and frustrating. And it might be difficult to convey just you watching this, but the sheer frustration of not being able to go to get where you want, to execute what you want to do. Let's go. Oh, feel like if we can get to the second lamp there, we're set, but it's actually pretty difficult. Ah, so close. Let's go. Get me out of here. Okay, calm down, Jonny. Oh. No, 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 no. Okay, ever so slowly, my dude. Ever so slowly. Feel like my mouse sensitivity is not good, man. No, don't you dare. Get up there. He's got it. Lay the cauldron down, my dude. No, don't you dare. Don't you. Woo! That's it right there, man. Oh, the brutal frustration. That is. Come on. Come on, bitch. Get the cauldron up there. He's got it. Lay it down. Here's our moment. This is the moment. Let's go.
For years
Let's
now,
go.
People have been predicting that games would soon be made out of prefabricated objects, bought in a store and assembled into a world. And for the most part, that hasn't happened, because the objects in the store.
Shut up, Foddy. That was our moment right there. So, as you can see, yesterday I managed to get through that bit twice in 30 minutes because yes, after you get up here, there's a chance that you can fall down, and I did, and I lost all of that progress. But I was able to get up there before like 30 minutes. And today it took me, well, you can see I probably edited a lot of it, but it took me 30 minutes to actually get over it once. And I'm probably gonna cut the video around here because, again, it's a very mental game, and when it gets to this point, you're not playing well, man. You're in a place, mentally speaking, where you're not able to execute that well. And again, I think that's just human condition, man. Although I'm pretty sure that's a skill you can practice, being able to execute under duress, so to speak. And honestly, I think you can apply that shit in life, man. It's gotta help you cope with difficult situations. You know, being able to keep your cool and execute. And gotta be super careful here. Oh, that's nasty, man. You got it. And in there. Don't screw me over like this. Okay. So that's getting over it with Bennett Foddy. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a frustrating game. I'll give it that. The controls are a mess, and I understand why a lot of people are pissed at the game. But to be fair, it's quite an interesting experience. It's at around $5 on Steam. I'll leave a link to it below if you want to go check it out for yourself. I'm definitely gonna take a break from it now. Maybe I'll get back on it later. You know, I got that chip on my shoulder. I want to get through that next area that comes up. But yeah, a game about tenacity, persevering through frustration and tough moments. I would recommend go check it out, but again, not for everybody. I definitely respect if you want to stay away from this one. Anyways, that's going to be it for me. I hope you enjoyed this little video. As always, thanks for watching. Catch you next time.